Charity Gaming Guild presents the Nat Pun Podcast. The Charity Gaming Guild presents the Nat Pun Podcast.
Hello and welcome everyone to this week's Fireside chat, and today as always I'm joined by Andy, our Mr. Red.
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Mr. Red.
I'm joined by Bertie, our Miss White.
Miss White, yes.
Was she in the library with the candlestick?
Perhaps we'll find out in a minute. Because Ash, Mr. Blacklight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, turn it off, mate.
The flashlight.
Yeah, it's very true.
God.
Turn it off, please. And lastly, our guest for this episode, Stu, Mr. Green.
That's cool. I think Mr. Green is actually from Reservoir Dogs. He's one of the actual characters.
Yes, he is. And Mr. Pink.
Yeah.
Mr. Pink.
Mr. Pink and Mr. Blacklight.
Hello, Mr. Pink.
Pop into a tavern.
Oh,
And then they have to pay for the damages.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen the trailer for that.
Welcome everybody.
So, hold on, you've forgotten we've been hosted by Mr. Tarnished Gold.
that's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We got to introduce his out, mate.
You said that, it took me way too long to realise what you were talking about. I'm like, what are you talking
And
about?
he's in the air.
He's fine, that's it. This week on Fireside Chat, we're going to finish our look through the Allhavens subclasses with the last subclass, which is Vault Guardian. And then we'll have a little bit of talk about the Allhavens specific backgrounds and all things backgrounds.
Wow.
I agree.
Yeah, what Bernie said.
Yeah.
We'll do like we did the other episode, where we'll take it turns to read a little bit out, have a chat about it, just so it's not my voice for 45 minutes.
Oh.
I mean, I know you're disappointed, Bertie, but
It's what Bernie listens to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Got Fireside on.
thanks.
No worries,
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Best night's sleep ever. I'm joking. Of course I'm joking.
Right.
I don't joke.
Shots fired. Shots fired immediately. Cool, so, Vault Guardian. Ash, can you tell us a bit about the Vault Guardian and where it's from in the Allhavens?
So the Vault Guardians originated in the city of Dragon's Gate initially. That's where they were based and where we created them to look after a vault. Shockingly.
Yeah.
So for reference to our game, these would be the people who that would have been looking after the vault that we could have gone to.
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. But obviously, of our story of the world, the Dragon Guard were recalled to Glooncrest when Armand decided to try and take everything over.
Damn you, Armand.
Bloody Armand. So then all of the different regions had to get their own sort of shit together. And this is what the Archmagister did. They got all the Vault Guardians together and basically went, now look here, you're going to look after the entire region of Dragonmount, and deployed them region-wide. So they are quite a force to be reckoned with. I think that's about it, really.
Nice. Thanks, Ash.
No worries. I could just read that little bit that I've
You could have, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're Vault Guardians.
yes, that's it. So they are a martial class. So their primary ability is strength, D12s for their hit point dice, simpler martial weapons, proficiencies in athletic, perception, investigation, and medium armour, starting equipment by the look of it, primarily. So becoming a Vault Guardian at level 1, you gain a couple of traits and features. So you gain Guardian of the Vault at level 1. Guardian of the Vault allows you to protect magic items and identify them. So you can cast the Identify spell at will with no material components.
I have a question. Who's Will?
Will is a very
Colin's
special
cousin.
NPC
Okay.
related to Colin. Yeah.
Okay.
At level 2, you get access to Relic Hunter. So when you use your Identify spell, you can do it out to a range of 30 feet rather than it just being touch, which is super useful.
A bit more of that as well, isn't there? So when you identify 30 feet, and then the item becomes tracked by you as a Vault Guardian.
Like a hunter's mark on the right.
Yeah, but longer range.
What's the range for it? Have you got the range for how long it tracks?
It doesn't actually say.
Everywhere.
It's tracked forever.
Yeah, tracked forever. And when you attack an enemy creature wielding a tracked weapon, you make all attacks at advantage. You may track a number of items equal to a proficiency bonus and can stop tracking an item at any time requiring an action to do so. Requiring no action to do so, sorry. That's pretty fucking...
So you could have 3 on the go in multiple directions.
Yeah.
It's a powerful ability, that, isn't it?
Yeah, that might be just a little revise on there again.
You might want to put a limit on
it may just, even if it's something like on the same plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's in the prison pocket, you can't.
I think given the limitation on your proficiency as to the max number, being able to, like you say, anywhere on the same plane.
And it's only one item. It's not like you can't create a class with a group of items. So it's only one physical object. So.
What if they're sitting next to the emergency access on this plane?
Oh, no.
But then they've got a huge responsibility.
But they have to
But
make sure
loads of
their
leg
bags are stowed in the overhead lockers and not by their feet.
Ah, okay.
That's correct. Andy, would you like to introduce the level 3 ability?
Not really.
And introduce level 3 ability.
Level 3, safe hands.
Do it!
If a friendly creature... Hey, I tried to, you took over me.
Sorry, apologies.
If a friendly creature holds a tracked item, you may take a dash action as a bonus action, provided that you end your movement closer to a friendly creature holding a tracked item. Additionally, you may, as a reaction to a friendly creature dropping a tracked item, immediately move towards the dropped item, picking it up if you end within 5 feet of the item. Once you complete this move, you may also, as part of the same reaction, make one attack against an enemy within 5 feet.
So this is basically like the Golem class of precious kind of situation.
The only thing with that, I've just thought of the question. The previous one was an enemy creature within a tracked item. That one, if your friend's holding it. So you've got proficiency. You can do 3. You can have one with a friend, one with an enemy. So you get the benefit of both. So that's cool.
Is it like an attunement thing? When you pick the item, you have to spend some time, or can you just be like, that one?
Yeah, I think you just go boop. You have to cast Identify on it.
Which
You
is
need to go, that's magic, I'll follow that.
10 minutes as a ritual.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes max-ish time.
But what it does mean, though, is you have to kind of get your hands on the item.
Yeah.
So you can't just
Because-
randomly
No,
pop
you
it.
do.
There you go.
Range of things.
As long as you're level 2.
Yeah.
Which obviously you will be if you're level 3.
Yeah.
So scenario-wise, just picture this. There's an underground gangster boss who's like, I want you to be at my daughter's wedding, and you spot on his shelf like a nice thing, so you could just be sitting there like the whole time while he's giving you his life story, just like picking this thing. And if you identify it and you're like, this is worth $1 million gold and it's got magical properties, then you know where his thing is. Just as an example of a scenario you could use it.
Yeah, you're right. However, it will still require any verbal or somatic components to casting the spell, if Identify requires them, which I don't know off the top of my head.
I think
So lots
Just
of boss
like
be sitting
Tilda
there. Why are you casting a spell? You'll slip with the fishes.
The spell, I don't know what you mean.
unless you paired that with I'm sure there's a warlock class where you can cast spells without having any.
I think it's a feat, isn't it?
Yeah, with feet.
Or,
So,
hear me out, your hand-related component for casting spells is actually just knitting.
Yeah.
So you could just be sitting there knitting and be like, no, I'm just knitting, I ain't casting those spells. Like you're playing like an old lady.
To be fair, you could make an old lady class.
Yeah.
All your spells are knitting.
Yeah. So you'd just be like, yeah. And old people just chat to themselves a lot of the time, so they wouldn't think there's anything odd.
Yes,
Be like,
we do.
well, hobbity bobbly
Absolutely.
bob. Yeah.
I feel like that's a great character for you, Bay.
Thank you. Just for me specifically.
Specifically.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Next, when Vesper's dead, look out for Gladys.
Gladys,
Shut up, knitting.
Yeah.
I've knitted the sword, you know.
Stu, would you like to introduce us to level 9 of that?
So level 9 is Break the Curse. You're adept at removing curses from dangerous items. You may, as an action, cast a remove curse spell. However, doing this expends one of your hit dice, which must be rolled, suffering that amount of psychic damage. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability for this spell, and it requires no slot.
I like that.
I like that. The only thing I would question, and this is purely because I can ask the question, remove curse spell. Does that only affect the object? Or can you use it as a remove curse spell on a person that's been cursed?
No, it just says you can cast a remove curse spell.
That's handy. That's very
So
handy.
whatever the words of that spell
Yeah, that's
say
very
is
handy.
the way it works.
Yeah, I think it's a niche ability. I think it's not going to be an every session type thing at all,
No.
is it? It's going to be
But it's
once every now and again. But when you come suddenly up against something, you get people being cursed or whatever. It's
or you find a really good weapon. That's
yeah, that's it.
to get rid of.
Also
all the curse.
thinking this, you know the character that I'm playing in your Tuesday night game.
Yeah,
This would be the perfect thing for her because she is like an archaeologist and she goes out and she finds stuff. So for that very specific type of character I'm playing,
I'm
this would
picking that up.
absolutely,
It doesn't matter.
yeah,
yeah.
that's
I can detect it before I touch it.
yeah,
Yeah, identify what it is and decurse it if
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah,
this is really cool.
that's quite cool.
Bertie, would you introduce us to level 11?
Level 11.
Bertie?
For the glory of Dragonmount! Exclamation. You know the importance of gathering items and securing them in the vault and have become an expert at locating and securing these items, bolstering the contents of the vault of Dragonmount. You receive the following benefits. You have advantage on all persuasion, deception and insight checks made against any creature who is attuned to or touching a magic item. God damn. You are always considered to be proficient in the use of magic item, even if you are not normally proficient in that type of item's use. You have advantage on any check that relates to communicating with a sentient item. You have advantage against saving throws caused by magical effects that originate from a magical item. Oh,
I mean, that's spicy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the second one, you're considered to be proficient in the use of magic item. So basically, you could be a gnome with a greatsword.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
You still wouldn't do that much damage with it, though, 'cause
No.
you still, like, your primary ability is not the right one.
No,
or-
but
the heavy property of the weapon
Yeah.
would still be in play as well.
but it does mean you could use a bow if you're not proficient with a bow, or you could use any
Yeah.
magical weapon. That gives you a lot of utility.
Yeah.
A lot of utility.
There's a few interesting things in there, though, as well, isn't it? Persuasion and deception checks.
Yeah.
Creatures that are attuned to a weapon,
That's really
which
That
again...
feeds into your gangster scenario.
Yeah. Just saying.
puts a bit of onus on the DM to like have a think, because a lot of stat books don't specifically mention some of that stuff, isn't it? But if you know you've got someone in your party with that sort of ability, a little bit of a thought process into oh yeah, you'd have advantage in this situation, you wouldn't,
Yeah.
which is cool. Any other thoughts on that?
Like it.
I mean, yeah. There's nothing like inherently. There's nothing inherently like game breaking, but there is a potential to. With each one of them, there's a potential of lots of messing about and doing things you shouldn't normally be able to do.
Yeah.
I like that.
There you go.
I think a lot of this stuff, I think throughout a lot of the classes there that we've spoken about, there's a lot of that stuff in there, but they are all situational.
Yeah.
Like you could play a whole campaign where if you're in the wilderness dealing with aberrations, this class basically doesn't really
Yeah.
benefit from any of this
It's
stuff.
very
Yeah.
situational.
But in like a city-based campaign, this would be awesome.
Yeah.
It just goes back to having that communication with the DM and letting them know what you want to play. Making sure that you'll actually be an effective character that's appropriate for that game.
Yeah.
Which is that pre-session zero conversation just needs to happen sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then so at level 17, enhanced curse breaking. So when you use your break curse ability, you can expend the hit dice, but you don't take the psychic damage, which is nice.
That's cool.
And then lastly, at level 20, arcane expulsion. So you crack open a magic item, sending the contained energies towards an enemy. Select a magic item that you're attuned to and select a creature within range, as directed by the table below. The enemy must succeed on a saving throw, which is in the table below as well, suffering full damage on a fail or twice as much on a pass. Once resolved, the item is destroyed and the attuned slot becomes available again. And the table goes up common, uncommon, rare, very rare, legendary. So for a common item, sort of DC 14, 3d6. For a legendary item, DC's 22 and it's 6d12.
Yeah. I mean, that's really spicy, but it means you get rid of your precious items.
There's something really interesting about how that's working.
It's reward.
Well, deliberate as well. I don't know if you picked it up. Suffering the full damage on a fail, or twice as much on a pass.
I mean, that is proper
Passing the
spicy.
check causes you to take more damage.
Whoa.
So it goes the other way, the way it normally goes.
I'm safe, I'll never pass a check.
Yeah.
The reason for that is it makes the lower level magic items punkier.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to pass, but it rebalances out the legendary items to the back. So you kind of get a bit of a better spread of damage across the board of item types.
And to be fair, the fact you're doing that much damage, you're destroying an item. You're destroying a magic item that might be...
It's a bird on the roof.
Somebody's really enjoying the episode there.
Tip tapper.
But yeah, you're doing a huge amount of damage, but you're also losing an item in the process.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that risk-reward question of, do I get rid of this, or do I keep hold of it? Because
I also think, I mean, you're at level 20 by the time you got that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a end of campaign.
Yeah.
Like, we've collected all these legendary items, we're trying to kill the, the world-ending threat. I'm going to blow something up. Like,
Yeah.
it's that sort of clutch move zone, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which once again feeds into like proper narrative epic moments of self-aggro boom.
Interesting. So there's no subclasses.
Could I
for that
just?
one?
I just want to double check with that one. So that one is only for an item that you're attuned to,
Yeah.
because. Sorry, the chaos.
people.
The chaos gremlin in me, as if you could do that to items other people are attuned to.
Just make it blow up on it.
So like the whole way through, you're like identifying. Oh, like this is a legendary. You should have this. You should have this, and you're like, God, you're making me super powerful. Yes. You guys go into battle. I got your back.
But it also stops I've got 50 healing potions in a bag.
Hang on.
Throw them over the wall.
It says magic item you're attuned to, not holding.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say, hold my dagger for me.
Yeah.
And then run.
Yeah. I'll be right back. Just gotta run to the loo.
So what do we think? Do you think you'd play one of those classes?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I was reading through it the other day, and has anyone actually seen Warehouse 13?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's Warehouse 13.
Yeah.
That's what they're effectively doing. They're effectively finding the magic items and hiding them and recovering them. That's Warehouse 13.
It would be perfect for the character that I'm playing in John's Tuesday night. It's exactly that.
Yeah.
So, and that's very kind of niche type of thing that we're doing. So yeah, absolutely. If the situation calls for it, it'd be wonderful.
It's the same campaign where you're trying to get my character to work in your sweatshop.
Is that character or you?
It's just her life. I mean, she's been super supportive. She was like, we're going to business together. You would be like an
hobo in one of them.
It was an 80-20 split in your favour, but no, I'm the bad guy.
Previous episode how Vespa and G are not getting on. I'm recreating this in every campaign you two are in.
That's good.
There's in the Tuesday night campaign that you guys talk about, there's some differences in personalities in the group. We've got some pacifists. We've got some very clear, like, money-focused entrepreneurial type people who are willing to do a bit more. So it's creating some interesting dynamics.
There's layers. I'm an onion. I've got layers.
Awesome. So we're also going to have a chat about the backgrounds. So the 26th player campaign also has a fairly has a background for each of our main regions in our charity world. So we'll have a chat through some of those. So the first background is Ravenborn. So Ravenborn is a city with the Grand Library. It's high up in the clouds and run by what is it? Windborn.
The Windlord, Grief of Screen.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Windlord.
Effectively, magic is well understood there, but feared a little bit is kind of the background. So ability scores, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. You get the magic initiate wizard feat, and you get proficiencies in arcana history and calligrapher's supplies, which is an interesting choice. Does any particular reason on calligrapher's supplies?
Yeah.
I would assume writing magic books.
Yeah.
Wizards write spells.
Wizards write spells and draw maps and stuff. Yeah.
Snitches get stitches.
Have you which?
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
So moving on to Ocean Hold, the Salt Navigators. So the flavour of the salt air feels like home. You can navigate by the stars and predict storms. Your ability scores are dexterity, constitution and wisdom. Your feat is skilled and proficiency is survival, nature and navigator's tools. Do like a bit of navigator tool.
Question. Because of Breaking of the World, is Ocean Hold still like on a massive ocean?
Yeah, still coastal, yeah. The city is, but yeah.
Well, as is.
I think everything's
Bristol.
coastal now.
Most other places.
Yeah.
Awesome. Stu, would you like to take us through Gloomcrest?
Gloomcrest, well, you call the dead marshes home. The dark, dank and acrid swampland fraught with danger every turn. You are a hardened survivalist able to withstand the harsh conditions, a trait which you proudly put on display. You have abilities yours are strength, constitution and wisdom. You gain a feat of tough, which is handy. And your skill proficiencies are survival, nature and animal handling.
Animal handling.
Animal handling. I would, that's basically, I'm thinking Bear Grylls, effectively.
Other bears are available.
I'm a survivalist.
Cooking.
Yes, our survivalists are available. I mean, it makes sense. Having wandered through Gloomcrest as a player, it is very dark, dank, and you would breed a hardy breed of people just to survive day to day there.
I would also thought maybe you would have had some kind of natural immunity or strength against like poison, given
Possibly, yeah.
the gases. The gases that might be around that area.
What's the tough feat? Is that where you get an extra point of hit point every time you level?
Yeah, I think it's an extra
Extra
5
piece,
every level.
Yep.
So, which makes sense because you've become hardy.
Yeah.
What about Laurel?
You can turn up till second act
Okay.
With venom.
with venom.
Venom.
Percy, would you take us over Timberminster?
Timberminster? Are we skipping Thalsari?
Oh, do Thalsari for me.
I don't mind. Thalsari. I like on here that they have named the Creative Heart. Born in the elven city of arts where music lines the streets. Ability score, dexterity, wisdom and charisma. Feat, musician. Proficiencies, acrobatics, performance, persuasion and a musical instrument.
So that's effectively a town of bards.
Yeah. Very, very bardy.
Get our saxes out.
Saxophone for those listening,
Yeah.
just in case they weren't sure what you meant
just
by
make
getting your
sure.
sax out.
Often called horn.
Sax.
Well,
Getting your
right.
sax out.
Because I know both of you do play sax. Have you ever duelled sax?
No.
Jeweled.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't cross the
fates,
sax.
Kind of.
Don't go across.
Yeah, we stood there and we tried hitting each other with it, but it put too many
They
dents.
have
is
sucked
bigger
on
than
each
mine
other's
anyway.
reeds.
That's true.
Yeah. We were party to you sucking on each other's reeds.
Well, no, he sucked on one of my reeds, but it was a virgin reed. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting to suck on something I've already been.
Only ever first
sucking
cycle
and
version
licking.
reads.
Yeah. It's just not the done thing. Pop, 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 pop.
You know, you have those moments in life where you think, I hope this doesn't turn up in evidence at your court case.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it, mate.
In the scheme of things that have been bad, what's on this is nowhere near.
Okay.
We are safe.
Absolutely. Very strong cock.
Very, very strong.
Okay, you've mentioned
Again,
that 4
with
times.
no context.
One day we will lift the veil and
Yes.
play it for everybody.
For those,
Today is not that day.
No.
those lucky
It will
Patreon members.
be on Patreon, so make sure you subscribe to patreon.com/charity.
Nice. I want to bring us back on topic and away from
How dare
Please,
you?
please do.
cocks and saxes. Would you kindly, Ash, read us Timberminster?
Of course I will, John. Thank you for asking. But Forest of Fortitude is home to you. You feel most comfortable amongst the trees and forests. We'll have to change it all around. The call of woodland creatures giving you a sense of home. When not spending time amongst the trees, you place great value in the camaraderie found at the Great Hall, throwing dice, drinking and eating with your fellows. You get the ability scores in Strength, Constitution and Wisdom. You get the Tough feat again. Your skill proficiencies are Athletics, Nature and Survival. You get a tool proficiency of a gaming set, which is a set of dice. Equipment is a dice set, regional map of Timberminster, pre-world anvil, parchment, robe, 8 gold pieces or 50 gold pieces.
Nice. Good for a ranger and
Yeah, I was going to say, or druid.
Druid, yeah.
Very nice.
I mean, it seems like a lot of the background so far, they've leaned towards a particular class.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Next one on the list is Salhara, which
That's a new region, isn't
It is, yeah. It's now a region in and of its own right, and we'll be hearing more about them in the future.
so sort of desert nomady type of background. So kind of accustomed to rolling dunes and dangerous desert sandstorms. Ability scores, dexterity, constitution and wisdom. You get the savage attacker feat. And proficiency in nature, survival, animal handling and navigators tools, which is quite cool. Go quite nice with what was the beast class that we spoke about? Shifter?
Oh, yes.
The werewolfy one.
Yeah, with savage attacker.
The lupine
guards.
Yeah. Completely different cities, but it go pair up quite nicely.
Could you be a lupine guard
No,
that
I'm
had grown up in Sahara?
Potentially, yeah.
Because that would make it
No,
up.
I'm doing the gold because it's my region.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can't
because if
force
you
me.
were picked
Yeah,
up by
yeah.
a crane at birth and then dropped in the desert, you could be from 2 places.
Stu, would you take us through Dragonmount, please?
Dragonmount, navigating the streets, Dragonmount is never easy. I know, I've been there. Around each corner you might find a new friend or a new foe. You never know if you can get mugged or find someone who needs help. There are many treasures to be found in the wealthiest city in the Allhavens, and you have gotten good at finding your way around, as well as locating items of some worth within its walls. Your ability tools, that's thrown me, are Strength, Intelligence, Charisma. You get the Alert feat, which is always handy. Skill proficiencies are Investigation, Insight and Perception. And you get tool proficiency with Gligford's tools. That makes sense. But yeah, that suggests to me like a rogue.
Nice and rogue, wouldn't it?
Rogue or possibly a bard, maybe. I don't know. I've not spent a lot of time as a player and a character in Dragonmount yet.
No, I don't like that one.
Would you like to tell us why?
Well, just because I feel like we always say, yeah, I really like that one. I just wanted to mix it up a bit more.
To be fair, that basically that background is you are a city boy. You grew up in the city. So.
None of these have been written with a class in mind.
No. But they do, a lot of them, like Sahara and Timberminster, they suggest.
Well, yeah, they might lean more towards it. The writing of the background has more been about the feel of the place and what would be useful if you lived there.
Yeah.
So in a city, charisma is always going to be useful because there's going to be people to talk to.
Yeah.
So, for example,
survival and stuff. If you're in the Forest of Fortitude, whether you're a wussy wizard or a ranger, is still going to be useful, isn't it?
Well, you would have grown up. It's like
Grown up playing in the woods.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
What about Nagoldir around then?
Nagoldir, the dwarven stalwarts. First question, what's the difference between a stalwart and a gentleman?
One requires cream.
yeah, still on cream.
Yeah.
So, the flavour.
Hang on a sec, which one have you got?
Hang on, isn't a stalwart what happens
use
to a
that.
genital wart if you don't do anything about it?
I use
Here's the
natural
twist.
yoghurt.
He's got both.
So, the flavour.
Into trusting what?
The
Hearty meals and scabs. Roaring fires and unbreakable oaths. Good old dwarves. Ability scores are Strength, Constitution and Wisdom. Say Wisdom?
Well, dwarves are old. They've been around a long time.
True.
You gain wisdom by existing.
I'm old, but I'm not a dwarf.
You're also not wise.
You are the anti-dwarf.
Their feet. The feet is they got 2 of them.
Hey,
One on each leg, yeah.
Bum.
Alert and proficiencies. They are proficient in athletics, insight, intimidation, and with a jeweler's tool, so they can make knock-off cheap jewellery for the wife and not let her know.
Because we've got the person who's in charge now on the table, I'm going to ask. The trope with dwarves is they are miners. Are the Allhavens dwarves miners?
Oh my gosh.
I think it very much depends on because Allhavens is a massive continent, as you know, and not all dwarves will live in Nagoldia. I mean, if they're in Nagoldia, being a mountainous range, there are a lot of mines, and therefore, yes, there is going to be a heavy amount of dwarves, but not just dwarves. There are going to be other species that will be involved in the mining career. But yeah, I mean, they've got free will. They're wise. They can do whatever is.
Got 3 wheels?
Yeah,
One of these leg and one left.
they can do whatever they want to.
Sorry, I'm having a duck issue.
Alan's just being.
He's trying to chuck he's not happy and he's just yeeting himself about. I've also just realised he's only got one eye. So he's
That's possibly why he was bad.
yeah, so he keeps like going so I think he's a little bit dizzy. Bless him, sorry.
So he wouldn't be any good on a pirate ship then, because he can only say I rather than I.
Alan One Eye is a good pirate name.
Alan One Eye Orange.
I mean, to be fair, that works.
Very good. So that's all the backgrounds from the different regions. So I wanted to have a chat with you guys about how you, like, as players, how much thought do you give to backgrounds when you're going through creating a character, and just to differentiate a little bit from backstory.
Yeah.
Backgrounds versus backstory, I suppose. Have any thoughts on that?
Well, I think I tend. Backgrounds are literally your building block. So you literally have, if, like, for example, with Alhaya, you were grown up in a desert, so you're going to be hardy. So you will have hardy traits. And then you build on that, and then it depends what your character leans towards. You could be a druid from the Alhaya desert, but, you know, you're a tough druid, you know. I don't tend to look at backgrounds to inform the characters, more the mechanics. Like what it gives me as opposed to what like narrative flow. However, with the Dragonmount one, you could use that to inform the narrative, because if you're in the city, you're going to have loads of stuff that you've encountered in that city that might then follow you into the wilderness.
I absolutely agree with that. I do the same thing. So I will write my backstory and then find a background that gives me a set of benefits that match my backstory, rather than doing it the other way around and say, I want to be a sailor, so I'll take the sailor background. It's not necessarily how I would do it.
Yeah.
Which is why those backgrounds for the Allhaven stuff is written to try and give you the impetus to do it the other way around, because I will actually want to come from Oceanhold. So I can now just pick that, and then my character feels like they come from Oceanhold.
Andy, Bertie?
Very similar. It's just kind of going, okay, it gives me this, and this. That works with what I've picked. Go for that. I don't think it's one that I tend to look into too much. But I also think I tend to use the same backgrounds over and over again.
There are like 4 that give you really good like buffs to the character. So.
Not saying this because, like Bertie, I just want to mix things up, but this is genuine. I never pay any attention at all.
I think you just pick a random.
Yeah, I just pick a random one, and I think to a degree, it's very much the way I do any of my gaming. So if I buy an army, I don't look at what models are really good at doing this particular function and buy that. I think, oh, that looks pretty, I'll buy that. And it's kind of the same thing. I just think, oh, I like the idea of being a, I don't know, whatever one comes across, a hermit or whatever. And that's it.
And just making it a question about the actual campaign. If you had to put,
Sorry, keep going.
If you had to put a background from that list on one of your characters, which background would it be? Obviously, Aldonis is from the Astro Academy, so you would be centered on religion. But if you had to now retroactively put yourself on one of those backgrounds, what background would it be?
I don't think Adonis would fit into any of those backgrounds.
That's what I find tricky. Is a lot of the times it feels like the backgrounds are so kind of rigid. It would be nicer to have a kind of more free form option of going, okay, you need to choose 3 of these. You get choose one of these kind of situation where you could kind of tailor it a little bit more to the type of character you want to play. Because there are times you go, oh yeah, I like this, but actually, I don't really want to have proficiency in this. I'd rather have it in that. But nothing else comes close, or nothing else quite fits to it enough.
Have you found that with the changes to between 24 rules and 26 rules, and sort of the moving of ability scores from species to backgrounds, has changed the way you use backgrounds as a player?
I think it's only reinforced the way I use backgrounds, to be honest, because now I'm looking for what do I need my character to do? I need them to have high dex, so I'm going to now exclude any background that doesn't allow me to boost dex.
And steps.
About you, Stu?
As Ash says, I tend to just literally create a character and then pick the background. I do think you're right, though. There should be a mechanic where you can pick a match. So you could have grown up in the streets, but you haven't spent time in school, or you weren't necessarily like an urchin, or you should be able to pick it, because you can now do that with species. Because you can be an orc that's got no strength.
It would be nice to have part of that be like, okay, you pick these things that you're good at, but you have to pick one thing that is like a fault or an error, so it kind of balances it out to make it a bit more interesting for the character. Because part of the character building you have to actively pick a issue with your character, give them a character flaw. But having a mechanic where it's like, okay, your background's this, you have to pick one of these flaws, one of these things, and it's like physically built in, so it gives you a bit more to play with. That would be nice.
There are other TTRPGs where that is literally the mechanic. You get merit, so you get flaws.
Like what? Give us an example.
Vampire the Masquerade, for example.
Okay, nice, thank you very much.
Vampire the Masquerade, if you pick a merit, you have to take flaw.
Yeah.
So you could pick 20 merits, but you're going to have 20 flaws. So you would have a unplayable character because all those flaws, but you would still, so you always have that balance of, this does something really cool, but you're going to have something negative to go with it. I don't know how you could do that in D&D without completely putting that system in place. You probably could, and there's probably ways of doing it. I'm sure I've read people have done it, but it's a lot of heavy lifting.
That's why I really like when you have to roll for your ability scores, because if you're crap and you get like 3 that are sub 8, it's like, okay, you don't always want to have like, I'm 18 in this, and like really high skills and everything. It makes it a bit more fun. So
I do think that's interesting though, because for a one shot or something like that, I agree with you. Like having a character that's terrible for a one shot could just be a lot of fun. But if you're running a long campaign, that can wear thin.
Can get frustrating.
Frustrating. Your character just can't do what it's supposed to do mechanically.
I think that's why they created standard array.
So you can have one.
So you would have an inbuilt bad stat.
Yeah.
But I did it with you recently. One of the things I have done as DM.
You killed him.
I've killed him multiple times. I'm making a career out of it. But one of the things I did when I started the campaign was I had the characters run through like a prelude, nicking the idea from Vampire the Masquerade, and they created their stats as they were playing the game.
Yeah.
So literally, if any of the characters wanted to jump, they then rolled their strength check, and that gave them their strength score while they were doing it. So they were physically building the character as they were playing. So that's one way you could build in those natural flaws, because you roll badly, and you're bad at that thing.
It's good to have balance.
Be quite handy. You were looking.
I was because initially Stuart asked whether we would apply any of these to our character within the game.
Question,
And like Bertie, I'm not sure I could, purely because every one of them either gives an ability score to charisma or wisdom, and I don't think G has any of those.
G, a compelling character. That's the flaws will make the character interesting and flawed.
Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes having a flaw, it gives you a tool in which to sort of really introduce some interesting aspects of the story, the way your character behaves, performs, or whatever. And it can be really fun to play.
Absolutely.
Flipping that on your head then a little bit. Most of us here are DMs. I know Bertie not quite so much, but as a...
But she has got a very nice DM screen.
They all nodded in approval.
Which is big enough for me to actually move into.
Yeah, I mean, you've probably got enough for a pool and, you know.
I suppose from a DM's perspective, when you get a player's character sheet through, how much attention do you pay to not backstory but background, and sort of weaving that in or using that in the games maybe?
I mean,
You don't need to stick your hand up, mate.
I did because I'm polite. No, for me, I only ever tend to look at players' backgrounds if there is a plot hook I can use from it. So, for example, if a character specifically said they're an urchin, then you know they've grown up on the streets. You know they could have made enemies. You could then use their enemies to come back and haunt them.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that respect, having a background that's sort of locational, you can use it to build up their narrative. Whereas if you have something which is more, you grew up in a forest, there's nothing to grab onto. You wouldn't have a vindictive...
Yeah, they've got an arch nemesis bear.
Or a vindictive squirrel.
That's like a cocaine bear that just comes rampaging through at some point.
But then if that is the case, as soon as they enter a town and the bear follows them, the bear is dead.
Well,
I think Thorin would have had a lot of vindictive squirrels.
Underground squirrel army that's just been planning your demise.
Possible.
I'm going to make a
They've
note.
got off topic again. What about you, Ash, Andy, Bertie?
Completely ignore it.
Yep.
Yeah.
100% totally ignore it.
Wouldn't even think to look at it.
Wouldn't even think to look at it. And the reason is, let's say you take the sailor background. If that player is invested in the character being a sailor, they're going to write that into their backstory. So reading the backstory informs the background, so I don't need to check it. If it's important to the player, they'll put it in the backstory that they write themselves or generate through ChatGPT if they're particularly lazy.
That's fair. That makes sense.
It's mechanical rather than...
Yeah, and I think I'm the same. I mean, predominantly because you never really run a campaign. I only ever do one shots, and I don't think actually trying to bring in all the backstories of all the players in a single one shot is going to be too much of an ask.
Yeah.
And if you choose one person, then actually you run the risk of upsetting all the other players because only that person got
unless you
any favouritism.
Build it into like a specific part, like you know that at this point there's like a wizard who's going to be like, right, this thing from your past will, and then you'd have, there would be a mechanic for it, but it's very difficult to shoehorn it in, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I'm slightly different then. So things like the background in sort of the Tuesday night game I run, with your background as an archaeologist, you ask questions. I don't make you roll for it because that's your background.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I use it in a mechanical sense. It's also in your backstory that that's something you're interested in. So it's kind of that combination of the two. If you'd have picked sailor and then never mentioned it, I probably wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of combination of the two. But again, I use it as a mechanical thing to go, well, look, your background is that, so therefore it's going to be easier for you to know these things. So your checks are easier, or I don't ask you to roll, you're just going to know.
I like that. Well,
Yeah, in that case I need to speak to Chris.
I don't always remember to do it, but yeah, I try to.
What favouritism do I get then? What favouritism do I get?
I can't remember your background off the top of my head. Right now I'd have to look. What's your background for your character?
No, I was one that we were orphaned at young age, and my sister was taken away because of a house fire. My parents were killed. I saved my younger sister, but got burnt in the process. We went to an orphanage. She was taken by a rich elven family, but because of my burns, they didn't want me. And I've now spending my life trying to track down my sister.
So when you need to find other poor decrepit children, you won't have to roll investigation for that.
Thank you very much.
You'll know where to find all the urchins, mate, when you get to the big town.
So basically you effectively made it Andy's character a Fagin.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Shall we all stare at Ash and see what happens?
I'm not saying it.
No, but we can see you thinking it.
We'll wait at Ash. We'll wait.
I'm not saying it, no.
Go on, say it.
Absolutely not.
I dare you. I dare you.
I'm exercising self-restraint, and I am...
What's that?
I was going to say, who are you? What have you done with Ash?
I know what is an appropriate joke for public consumption and what should be held behind a paywall.
Why should that stop me now?
So it's monetary, you're not behind the paywall, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
move on then. So one of the other things obviously you can do now as well is customise. You can customise backgrounds in the new rules. So I think some of the the regional backgrounds, good inspiration, perhaps customization as well. And kind of layering on those extra choices, like you guys were saying, that it's not perfect in terms of what you envisioned your character to be, but mechanically you can adjust and kind of get that out. Last background actually was a community creation, which we didn't speak when we were speaking about the others.
Oh.
Yes.
Which one was that?
Grey Wind Militia.
Grey Wind Militia, it's one of Ant's from his Grow's Gambit creation.
So what is the idea behind that then?
So Ant's been running it's starting to run annually, an event set in Raumark County, I think it's called. And he's created a specific background for that area of the Allhaven. So effectively they're pressed into service from previous trades is kind of the essence of it. Ability scores in Constitution, Strength and Wisdom, Proficiency, Survival, History and Artisan's tools. But there's an exclusive Grey Wind Militia feat that they get as well, which is when bloodied, you're vulnerable to all bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage. That's the risk. But the reward is, while bloodied, you make all ranged and melee attacks at advantage.
Okay. So it's basically Rambo.
Well, I don't know, because Rambo could never die. Like,
Yeah, but he
know
got
this
worse
is true.
when he was bleeding.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a take on Reckless Attack almost,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Like, you can be hit more easily, but you can do damage more easily. And sent me that, and we sort of workshopped it together and went through it together, and it gave the right flavour and feel for people in the area of the world that he's set his games in.
But basically, effectively, you've got the background of Jarhead.
Yeah.
That's basically you're pressed in service, you're forced to and the more you take damage, the more dangerous you get.
Yeah.
Team that with Pugilist.
Mm-hmm.
Team that with the new Pugilist class, that would be insane.
That's a good example, isn't it? Of a way you can take a background and apply it in different ways. So that what you've said there isn't necessarily how that background was intended when it was written, but it still works.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I mean earlier when I said about not paying too much attention to it. But
I would pair that background with a barbarian class, and then I wouldn't rage until I'm bloodied, and then I'd rage.
Yeah.
So I'd negate the damage
and still get the advantage.
Still get the advantage.
Basically, getting really.
Yeah.
You could also use that background with the Biomancer class.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Biomancer is one of our own classes, and that uses your hit points as a resource. So you can expend your hit points to damage yourself to make your spells better, which potentially will then cause that to kick in, which then means your spell attacks are advantage.
That's great. That's cool. And Alan agrees.
Which is very cool. As we said, that's a community creation from Anne. I'm sure Ash would be more than willing if anyone else has got any ideas for Allhaven specific backgrounds to have a chat.
I'm already thinking of one.
Well, are there any of the backgrounds we've listed? Are there any new regions that don't have a background?
Yeah.
So any one of those regions potentially is up for grabs, if you like.
Essentially, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we won't release another book now until next year, obviously, but we'll revise things and we can add things in and we can do different things as well.
So we have sub backgrounds.
Sub background.
Yes.
Like a 6-inch, 12-inch.
Like counties within a region.
Well, not county. I'm actually now thinking, because in Nagoldia there is the infamous Nagoldatraz prison, which was a prison where magic users are just in prison without trial.
Oh, basically Azkaban.
Because, and I'm thinking a child that is born to a magic user, warlock, whatever, within the prison and is raised within the prison.
Thinking Bane.
Nice.
Yeah, because
all right.
Put pen to paper and write it.
Exactly.
Pen to paper. I'm not that old. I can use a. I can use a typewriter.
Put department.
That's your feet. You get a funny voice.
Yeah.
You
get
do
the Bane voice.
Yeah. You have to like the body.
You have to do the body moves and talk through your hands.
Weirdly, the best person I've ever heard do it is Liam from Critical Role.
What do you got?
Yeah,
but he double
voice actor, you mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
He double cups. He's a cheater.
Oh, do he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's really good at it. Tom
Some of us have to double cup.
Yeah, no. It's almost like
Two's not enough.
Sometimes you have to call for assistance.
Absolutely. That's where John comes and slips a finger in.
I thought you could that.
Absolutely not. That's going to be the tagline just before the episode starts. Finger in, and then we go into the episode.
You've got to say.
It was either a bridge stew far or John slips a finger in. One of them
Hey,
two.
I didn't slip a finger in.
Madonna slips a
I
finger in.
asked if Vespa slips.
We could join
a
them.
finger in, alright?
John slips a finger in, which is a bridge stew bar.
I would go on that. We're still recording.
We are still looking at it.
We're still mid-episode.
It will never stop.
Yeah, we'll never stop.
That's so defeatistly. Go. It will never stop. Being true.
You have to suffer this once.
So if people do want to submit any creations, homebrew creations to us to be considered, where do they need to go, Ash?
Discord. Go to the Discord server and just ping me a message on Discord, and then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
You don't have to be a War Council DM to have this kind of input. Like the community creation stuff is created by non-War Council DMs, but we still incorporate it into our world. Our War Council DM creations will fit into our official stuff. So don't feel like if you're not a War Council you can't do it, because you can. And also we'll take it and workshop it with you like I did with Ant. So it's not like just give it to us, we'll just print it. We'll talk about it and make sure that it fits and it works and it's balanced. Well, I say it's balanced, and then we've got the classes that I wrote. So
Do we have a community channel for creations for the Allhavens?
we will do.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll get into, so you don't have to message Ash directly and overload him. We can have a whole chat. It can be full community, be like people pop their ideas and other people responding. Put it in the comments.
But there is no wrong answer.
Well,
And as in,
I think there are definitely wrong answers.
No,
If you
no.
just- there are wrong
There are
answers.
no wrong answers. As in, if you fundamentally disagree with somebody's opinion, please do not voice it strongly.
That's all right.
So if I do a new class,
I'm fat man.
fat man. I'm a
You could do fat man.
We don't have the money for that either.
Scoot.
Scatman John is on the phone. Literally, what do you do?
You can get on the podcast if you want.
Yeah.
I suppose lastly we'll talk about backgrounds, coming up with custom backgrounds and working with your DM. I think I don't know any DM in the charity guild that would say no to working on coming up with a custom background.
No, I would absolutely say that.
Once again, a custom background will only apply if it's going to be used within the game. So, if you have a backstory that is just fleshed out, like the example you gave earlier, if you've got a fully fleshed out backstory, your background's baked in. So you don't really need a custom one.
You create a custom one and it just
the
doesn't come in at
mechanics
all.
of it would need to be. Yeah.
I spent 4 full days working on this background. That's great. I'm not going to use any of it.
The crux of it is speak to your DM.
Yeah.
If you can't find something that does what you want to do, just talk to your DM. Particularly in a charity, we can do what the fuck we like anyway. Let's be
And I think
perfectly honest. So.
There's so many backgrounds available from all the different sources as well as our own ones that like most of the time your change is going to be, well look, I need the stats from that one, but mechanically I don't want to play a flute.
Yeah.
Like, can I have whatever? Yeah, history.
That's rich.
Like, that's going to be it. Isn't
You
it?
reach.
Is that?
I want to play a bagpipe.
Like, sorry, if not explicitly listed, no bagpipes at the table.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the game we play. The beauty of D&D. It's all mutable. It's all changing, and as long as the DM, the players, and everyone at the table agrees, you can do pretty much whatever you like.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not mutable. There's no mute button for me.
I've no. To be fair, I don't think I'd want to mute you, Andy.
Oh.
I would.
Because if I do, then Ash will have to go at me instead.
Awesome. I think that is where we will wrap up. If you've got any thoughts on backgrounds, head over to Discord, let us know. And it's just for everybody to say goodbye. Say goodbye, gang.
Goodbye.
Bye, gang.
Bye. Welcome everyone and howdy. We're going to sort of put out a special thanks to all our Patreon members. I will kick us off with our Ruby members. We have Onyx12 Nix, One Fish, and I will be having words with your parents for why they gave you such strange names. Josh, Alberta, Becca M, Paul C, Lil May, and Niall.
And our Sapphire members, Kylie, Dave R, and Gary.
Emerald members, Michael, Samantha, and Stuart.
And our Diamond Geezers, Andy, Zeke, Chris L, Martin, David F, John, Bertie, and Ash.
And of course, that just leaves our Ruling Council Patreon tier members, Chris BT, Sophia, and JP. Thank you to all of our Patreon members for supporting everything we do. And if you want to shout out on the Nat Pun podcast, head over to patreon.com/CharityDND and sign up today.